to the next level.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Coach Tiffany Parra, Editor-in-Chief of Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. Today is our featured cover spotlight. We have our November cover girl with us. She is an amazing woman. I tell you, you guys are in for a treat. So let me go ahead and just bring her on in here. Hello. Welcome, Arvee.
Hi, Tiffany. It's so great to be here. It's so much fun. And I love your intro. I'm like back here dancing.
Oh, thank you so much. I got to get the energy pumping. So welcome. I am so excited to have you and so excited to introduce you to our audience today. Please just real quickly share who you are, where you're from, and just a little bit about what you do professionally. And then we're going to go ahead and we're going to jump on in.
All right. I would love to. So I'm Arvee Robinson, and I am a master speaker trainer. I've been training business owners and entrepreneurs for over 21 years in how they can get their message out to the world and use it to get more business, more clients, and unlimited leads. And for those Christians out there, to bring God to more stages. So that's what I do professionally.
Awesome. I love it. And we also want to talk about your books as well. So Arvee has 2 books out. She's got, actually have 3, don't you?
Yes. I have a book that I wrote myself, Speak Up, Get Clients, and then I'm in 5 other collaborated books. So,
okay, so we've got this one here.
Book, yes.
There we go. So that's the Speak Up and Get Clients, y'all. And we all want to speak up and get more clients, right? So definitely check that out. And then I also have one of the other ones here that you had gifted me with as well, the impact of one voice. And this is inspirational stories of passion, purpose, and perseverance. So so let's dig on in, because y'all, I had the pleasure of meeting Arvee in person. And again, this woman is so amazing. I want her to I'm going to have her share a little bit of her story on just really how she, got inspired to do what she does in showing up. Arvee's been crushing it here, and you guys are not going to believe what I'm about to say, but Arvee's been crushing it here in bikini competitions at 71, y'all. This woman right here, 71 years young, okay, and just amazing, doing things that people in their 20s don't even get to do. It's just, I admire you so much. But what inspired you to step on stage to do bikini competitions for the first time? And what just really got you going on this health and wellness journey?
Oh, I would love to share because, several years ago, I found myself after COVID, like 35 pounds overweight, but happy as a clam. I was very happy. And then unexpectedly, my husband passed. He passed in the night, which a lot of people say, oh, well, that is, a great way to go. Well, not if you're the one waking him up. It's very, very disturbing. I mean, I can share it now, but that was 4 years ago. So for about a year, Tiffany, I was lost, because my husband and I mean, we were married for over 20 years and he was my everything. He was my best friend and, he was everything to me. So, and, we were like soulmates. I mean, it was one of those marriages that we were just, soulmates together. And so it was really devastating when he passed. And he had been sick with heart problems for, it declining for about 10 years. And then toward the end, it was like I was I cared for him, but it wasn't a problem. I mean, he was so easy and never complained and never, I mean, it was just wonderful. I mean, not wonderful that I took care of him, but I mean, a lot of people have husbands that, are cranky and, they're hard to get along with when they don't feel good. But my husband was just a saint. But anyway, so I bummed around for about a year, praying for guidance, praying for direction. And I would go to seminars and I would go to retreats and just trying to feel that hole up that I felt in my belly. And then one day I'm watching YouTube, and I was all by myself because it's funny. It's like when you have a death like that, it's like all your friends seem to like poof, disappear.
Right.
The flock just flees, and they don't know what to say. They don't know what to do. Your couple friends, disappear, and your family, stays. It's a weird kind of thing. So I'm all by myself, and I'm watching YouTube, and I see this most amazing woman come on, and that is Ernestine Shepherd. Yes, she's an 85-year-old Black bodybuilder. And in that moment, it was like, download. And I just said, that's what I want to do. And it wasn't work out. I mean, I always worked out, off and on. I mean, since 2006, I've ran marathons. I've done this, I've done that. So it wasn't the working out. It was competing. And I thought to myself, that's exactly what I want to do. I don't know why I had that thought before. And I thought, time I was 68 at the time, and I said, by the time I'm 70, I'm going to compete. So as God would have it, he showed me, eased me into it. So I got a trainer online for about 3 months and did her program. She was a bodybuilder, and I did her program online. And then after 3 months, I knew I needed an in-house trainer. I needed a physical trainer. And again, God opened the door and showed me this gym that is right like 15 minutes from my house, and they specialize in bodybuilding and specialize in competition. So I called her up and I said, this is what I want to do. Again, I didn't call up and say, hey, I want to get fit. I had already lost, the 35 pounds, and I already kind of did my own fitness thing, not to this degree, but I at the time, that there was such a high level of degree. But anyway, I just said, you know what? I want to compete, and I want to compete by the time I'm 70. And I want to compete. And she says, okay, well, come on. That's what we do. And I said, but I'm 68, and she says, well, I'm 60. And I went, okay. And she's like, of course, a pro. And so I joined the gym. And then I started working out. Within a year, she had me on stage. My goal was 2 years, but she had me on stage in 1 year. 9 and in the 50 category. Now, of course, I didn't win. I didn't place, but I won by stepping on that stage. But
That's
what
right.
surprised me, Tiffany, is, and now I've competed 8 times in 3 years. So yeah, it's been 4 years since my husband passed, but 3 years since I've been doing this. And again, I never had this level of fitness, but I go 6 days a week and at least 90 minutes per day. But here's the thing that blew my mind, and that is I inspired others. I've inspired so many people start to work out, and I never meant to do that. I was very selfish. It was like so that I could manage my grief, so that I could have something that I could look forward to every day. Because I tell you, I wanted to commit suicide myself. I would think to myself, if I go out and in my busy street and get hit by a car, then it's an accident, right? Because
wow.
You know what I mean? So it saved my life. It saved my life. And now I'm inspiring people, and it blows my mind. And when I go, like I just competed in the Philippines. I did 2 back-to-back. It was October 18th with my husband's graduation date. So I did a competition in Riverside on the 18th. And then a week later, I'm in the Philippines competing. And I always announce my age when I come out, because I'm always the oldest one there, but if I could just encourage people to get healthy, again, you don't have to go to the extreme and step on stage in a bikini, but if you just go back to the gym, you can live longer. And then during this time, last April, which was 6 months ago, I got breast cancer.
Wow. Yeah.
9 days later, I'm back on stage competing. And if it wasn't for my fitness, I could not have recovered that fast. So, I mean, fitness, I mean, it prolongs, aging. I mean, not, it like turns back the clock.
It does.
And guys like it. I tell you, guys like it. Benefits, I would have done this much sooner.
That is so amazing. And I mean, and that just tells you guys, it doesn't matter your age. You can get out there and do that. And Arvee, you went through something medical as well. You went through breast cancer as well. And for a lot of people, that just sits them down.
Right.
And you were back up at it 9 days. That's amazing. And that really also shows where your mindset is at, because our mindset is everything, right? And if you knew that, hey, my body's going to heal and I'm getting back on that stage.
Yeah.
Like, nothing's stopping me.
Yeah. I don't even call myself a breast cancer survivor, because it's like, I'm not even labeling that. It's like, boom, I had a lump, they took it out, end of story. Right. And that's it. Let's move on.
That's right.
Yeah, you can dwell in it and you can start thinking about it, and it can get the best of you, and you can, just be that person. And I don't want it that label. I don't want that label. So, but again, if it wasn't for the fitness, I wouldn't have been on stage so quickly. But see, one thing, I mean, the fitness is what helped me find it, because when you work out like I do, it happens like 15% body fat, it's like, boop, the boobs go, boop, gone. I saw the lump pretty fast, don't have any, body fat. So.
Right. Yes. Well, what I want to do real quickly is I want to share a picture from your last competition here in the Philippines with our audience. So let me go ahead and grab that picture. This is just absolutely amazing.
That was lots of fun to go out of country and do it,
Yes. Oh, there we go. There we go. So there is Miss Arvee on the stage, Muscle Contest International, right? That is phenomenal. Phenomenal work right there. And I mean, for you to be competing in a year of work, that takes a lot of work, dedication, I mean, consistency, just everything to get there. So tell us a little bit about just that journey of having to, what does that look like? What is a day in the life of you? I know you talked about your workout and what you do with the workouts, but what about like your eating? What about, self-care? What does the day in the life of Arvee look like?
Good question, because that is, it all matters. So I, again, I work out 6 days a week. I get up early. I schedule it, because what doesn't get scheduled doesn't get done. I don't try to go after work at 5 o'clock. That's like impossible. I get up at 5 a.m. and I'm working out by 6 to 7, 6 to 7:30, so it doesn't interfere with my day. Sometimes I'll work out from 7, like today it was 7, but get it done early. Do it before you do anything. And here's the key that I've learned. I used to go into the gym and an outside gym before this gym, and wonder what is it that I do? Okay. Yeah. Nobody told me the system, and I'm all about systems and believe in that. So here's what you do when you go to the gym. You pick, first of all, you have leg day, lower body day, and upper body day. So I do upper body day Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and I do, or lower body, and then I do upper body Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. So that's separating. That's first thing. Then go into the gym and pick 5 machines. So if it's lower body day, you're going to pick 5 leg machines. Just say, okay, I'm going to do that one, that one, and that one. And do 4 sets of 12 repetitions. And that's it. That's the formula. When you do that, then you know what to do. You do boom, boom, boom. You rest, of course, 15 seconds in between and do it again. And that way it works the body, where no one told me that before. So I would go to a machine and I would do one rep or something and get tired of it and wander around and do something else.
Right.
No, don't do that. Be concentrated and be deliberate. So that's
Right.
one thing. For those of you that don't have a trainer, I do recommend you get a trainer at least a couple of days, and they can teach you form, because form is not something you just are born with. You've got to learn form, and really you can only learn that from a trainer. You can't look at a video and learn good form.
Nope.
So then let's talk about diet, because diet is everything. You cannot outrun a bad diet. You cannot outwork a bad diet. So what I see a lot of people do is they work hard, but then they go home and then they're eating bread and they're eating cake and they're eating, donuts or whatever their pleasure is. And that sabotages all the hard work you do. So get a meal plan, get a coach with a meal plan. If you have to do it yourself, just remember, stick with protein. And again, it depends on your body how much. I can't tell you how much. People are always asking me, what's your meal plan? Well, my meal plan is, for me, I'm 5 foot, right?
Right.
But it's not going to be enough food for you. But ideally, I eat 5 times a day, protein, about 4 ounces of protein each time, and then a little bit of carbs, like a half a cup of rice. You have to have carbs, but carbs, sweet potatoes or rice. Just stick with sweet potatoes or rice, and you'll be fine with the carbs. Otherwise, people go bread, and bread turns into sugar and blah, blah, blah. I stay away from all fruit except berries. You can have all the berries you want, but, and I had banana, but, no sweet stuff. So you just look at your diet, and I eat the same thing every day. Every day, it's turkey, like ground turkey and salad, like 5 times a day, sometimes a little bit of rice. Now, my trainer, where I'm off prep now, there's usually 3 months of prep, which really have a strict diet. Toward the last 2 weeks, it's like white fish and asparagus, because asparagus is a natural diuretic, which lets get rid of some of the water. So it's a little different. But right now I'm in building stage. So now he's got me on a new diet where I'm having at least 3 cups of rice a day to build. You need carbs to build. So if you want to build muscle, you want to build your glutes, you can't not have carbs. You're, again, sabotage. But that's what people don't know. So get a plan, with someone who knows, and then get a coach. And you can go as far as you want to go. People ask me, they like, oh, are you on, steroids or something, right? And it's like, no. If you eat protein and you have the right carbs and you sit in the gym for 2 hours a day, guess what? You're going to build muscle without trying to take a shortcut.
Right.
So,
right.
This is natural. This is hard work,
Yes.
It's an insult when someone asks me, do you take steroids? It's like an insult. No, I get up in the morning
and you put in the work.
And I eat right. And that's the way it goes.
Yes. So yes, no, that does. And I hope that helps our audience as well. I know everybody out there is different, like you said, in just like, again, you're 5 foot, I'm 5'10", right? So it's going to be different.
You'll need
right. Exactly. So, but definitely reach out to a professional that does, do nutrition, especially when you want to get in competition, things like that as well. They're going to be the ones to get you right in the right direction.
Well, you're a fitness coach, right?
I am.
So
yes.
Do you do meal plans, or what do you?
I actually do more of a meal tracking. So I don't do meal plans. I have people track what they eat. So in what I do is for that everyday person, not for the person that wants to get into competitive stuff. It's for someone that needs to find that balance. I help you figure out your portions because we don't know portions anymore. When you go out and you order a small something, it's like a large, and then you order a large and you can feed a family of 6. It's disgusting to me, So I really help people to, if they are going to go to fast food, which I hope they don't, but if they do, there is a healthier way of doing so. And these are some of the ways to do that. So my coaching is a little bit different, but I also do have friends that do competitive, work. And they have also, when I was doing some stuff before my injury, they put me on a nice plan where it was a lot of protein, less carbs, because yes, those carbs will sneak up on you in a heartbeat. Okay. And really staying away from the sugar. I try to teach people to stay away from that sugar and ways to also find ways to regulate blood sugar, being someone that has experienced diabetes. I am diabetic, but it is in remission and has been in remission for, about 12 years now. So
good. Well, there's things that I do like that, so I don't feel deprived. So there's like a ninja machine that creates ice cream and gelato and stuff. So what I'll do is I'll put strawberries in there. Again, berries are okay. Nice. Strawberries in there, protein powder, and yogurt, right? The yogurt that's like, it has 15% protein in it. Always look for stuff with protein, right? Yeah. And then that, I make it, and it's a gelato. I have one a day. Okay. And so my little ice cream or my little treat fix.
Yes. Right?
Another thing that I do is like a lot of people like, sweets and donuts and cookies and stuff. Well, so do I. But instead of a cookie, what I'll do is I'll get what's called a legendary. They're like a little Pop-Tart, but they're, again, 20% protein.
Okay.
Right? Some carbs, but 20% protein. I'm trying to just get my protein. That's what builds the muscle, right? And carbs.
Yep.
And carb.
Yep.
I won't have one every day, but maybe, and I don't have it during prep, but when I'm off prep, I'll have one a week. Like I just had a half one last night on top of my little gelato thing.
Oh, okay. Yes. And see, and that's a really good way of having that sweet. I mean, there's always a way to replace it, right? I mean, I love sweets, but I know, like just the other day we had our Wellness Wednesday, and I challenged one of our practitioners in the room he's a chef, and I said, I sent him a dairy-free pineapple toasted coconut dessert, and he made it. It was coconut based, so coconut milk based, and just amazing, and we knew that we were doing good for us, for our body. We had a nice little cup of it, and again, it's all portion control, and just like you said, it was a lot of protein in there. It was really, really good, and protein's going to fill you up. When you eat protein, your body, the way that it just, burns that, it's slower. Fiber and protein should be your best friends.
It makes you full longer, so you're not hungry. And after a while, you just get used to the food, and you just get used to not snacking. And if you do have to snack, if I have to snack, that I will snack on a rice cake. I know, rice cake. But you know what? They've got long ways. They have chocolate ones now. They've got ones ones that have some flavor on it. So
like apple cinnamon.
And during competition day, when we're competing, we get a little tiny breakfast, and then all day long, every 2 hours, we get a rice cake. We get one rice cake, put jelly on it or honey. Now, what happens? It's all the science. So the carbs will, puff your muscles out because you've been carbless for a week. And then the honey and the sweetness, pumps the veins out or something. There's some science behind it. I don't know exactly what it is, but I just know we all do it because I'm sitting there and I see all the girls eating their rice cakes. So, I never would touch a rice cake before years ago. But you know what? The chocolate ones are good.
Okay. I'm going to have to try the chocolate. I haven't tried the chocolate, so. So what is, I know you were saying that when you do the competitions, they always mention your age. What has been the reaction from like the judges or even the competitors, the audience when they do learn your age? Like, do you see a lot of expression? Like what's been the reaction?
Well, I usually get lots of applause. And this last time in the Philippines, I got a standing ovation. What can I say? I don't. And then afterwards, when I walk in through the audience, I often get stopped and asked, by other women that are probably close to my age, who, they can't believe it. But again,
Yeah.
if I can encourage one, all I'm trying to do is stay alive and stay out of grief. But if I can encourage one or two women, which I have. I mean, people have told me, "Hey, I've gone back to the gym because of you," and other people have said, "Look, if you can compete, I can compete," and I love that. Just creating a healthier world because there's so much for all of us, and it's such a great experience to compete, to get on stage in a bikini, at any age. And I'm right there with the women. So this last time in the Philippines, I'm competing. I went into 50 and 60.
Okay.
And 60 is the top that they have. And I got the 60 category at this muscle contest organization. I begged him for it for over a couple of years. And because 50 category, that's 21 years. Your body is my body's going to be different than the 50-year-olds, no matter what. This last time I joined the 50. So me and this girl, we're competing. There's only two of us in the 50 category. And she's one of the girls that came with us. There was 10 people that came with us, some couples, and there's 4 of us out of the 10 that were competing. So I taught her outside. I taught her how to do comparisons and how to turn around and all this. Not how to pose. She knew that, but she didn't know how to do the comparison part. So now I'm with her, right? And now we're doing comparisons. And it was hilarious because I'm thinking to myself as I'm doing it, I taught her how to do it. We're like synchronized, where all the girls are different, but her and I were like exactly the same. And before we competed, she was like not crying, but she was like crying to the some of our coaches. She's like, "I'm so scared I'm going to lose to a 71-year-old. She's 56. I'm so scared, right?" But that was much better because again, 20 years is a lot of difference in the glutes, and they, grade you on the glutes. I mean, you push out your glutes, and the one that has the biggest and the highest wins. Period. Okay. Yeah. I gave her a run for her money, and that was good.
So, Arvee, what's some words of wisdom or words of encouragement that you can provide, some of our seasoned audience listeners who may think that they're just too old to start on a journey like this?
It's never too late. Look, I started at 68. I was not fit. I was not in shape. And I just took it a day at a time and small at a time. I didn't jump in and go, "Ooh, I'm going to do 6 days." No, I started at 3. I only did an hour, and then after 3 months, then I went to 5 days, or 4 days and 5. Do it gradually because your body wants to adjust. If you try to just do it all, then what's going to happen is you might get burned out or you might get discouraged. Little bit at a time, and just set a goal. See, here's the thing. People don't set a goal and their why is not big enough. Okay, you have to set your why. My why was so big. Mine was survival and to keep me living and to keep me from walking out and committing suicide. That's my why. That's why I keep going to the gym, right? My goal was big. I wanted to compete, doing something impossible at my age. So for the audience out there, all of you, think about your why. Don't say, "Oh, it's for my kids." No, it's not for your kids, unless it's very specific. I want to make sure that I'm alive for my grandkids when they come, that I can play with them, that I can run. I mean, get it big. Get a big why, and then set a big goal for yourself. One that's almost like sounds impossible to achieve. And then you will never deviate from your plan or your goal because you'll keep it in front of you every day, and every day you'll go, and then keep going. So, and then keep upping the game. I mean, my goal is to become pro. You know how impossible that is? Number one, they don't have pro for 50 plus. So now I have to change the NPC rules, right? The only way I could go pro is if I did open. Well, open is open to 35-year-olds. I mean, the chances of that is nil. But guess what? I'm setting that goal. I don't know how it's going to happen, but I'm setting a goal that I'm going to go pro. So,
that's right. Yeah.
Well, so there we have it.
Yes. Look, people, just set those goals. And like Arvee said, just when you start slow. And this is coach talking to you right now, because if you start fast, you will hurt yourself. And you do not want to injure yourself to a point where now you can't do it at all. So start slow, baby steps. You know, when I started my journey, I started walking a mile. Then I started walking 2 miles. Then I started walking 3 miles. Then all of a sudden that turned to 5Ks, 10Ks, half marathons, full marathon. But I started slow and steady, and stay consistent. That is going to be the key to it. And just stay positive. You're going to have days that your body feels like, I don't want to do it. I hurt. Your mind is going to possibly say, I can't do this. But yes, you can. Yes, you can. Arvee and I are here to tell you, yes, you can. At any age, you can start, and you can get on the path to longevity. I want to be here for my great grandkids and great greats if possible. So I'm going to keep showing up for myself, and I hope that you continue to show up for yourself. And I know you're going to continue to show up for yourself, Arvee. So please provide our audience ways that they can connect with you if they want to maybe get some encouragement, or even if they want to come and talk about becoming a speaker, getting out there on stage, sharing their story and their brilliance.
Well, the best way is through social media. I'm on Facebook, Arvee Robinson, and or Instagram, which is Arvee Buff, numeral 4 for life. So for life. Arvee Buff for life.
How can they connect with you?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. Oh, we had a little technical difficulty there. It froze. So awesome. So connect with Arvee, and again, follow this woman. This woman right here is going to give you encouragement and inspiration to get out there and do the best that you can to just show up and shine. Follow her out there. She's going to be getting on more stages, competing, and just shining. So Arvee, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you so much for just being you. And I cannot wait. She's here in California with me, y'all. So I get to possibly see her in person. I want to just see you, give you a big hug, and just congratulate you in person for, just doing what you did in the Philippines and just showing up every day the way that you do. So thank you so much, everybody. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. We'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.